There's been past iterations, particularly in the DSO space, where they kind of created these relationships with deep relationships with vendors that didn't have the end user's best interest at heart. Maybe looking at kind of just swiping and grabbing as many individual assets as they could, whether or not they were great assets or mediocre assets, or in many cases in the past DSO world, suboptimal assets, we'll call them, and trying to kind of put lipstick on a pig and put them back out to market. And just because they've acquired a bunch of EBITDA, they think that they should get, now 3 or 4 additional turns when they go back to market. So there's inherently, I think, from private practice owner to DSO owner to vendor relationships, a lot of groups have been stung in the past, which kind of leads to that culture of just guardedness. You also have to understand, like, from the time that we are in undergrad trying to get into dental school, there's limited number of positions available for dental school. You finally get into dental school, there's limited number of positions for specialties. Then you get out and, there's always this like kind of hold everything close to vest. I'm not going to share, a very isolated kind of profession. And then we get out and our colleagues are, study groups within our own neighborhoods, in our own markets, and everybody holds everything close to vest because there's a finite number of patients available. So there's just an inherent lack of cultural kind of isolation in dentistry in general. And that's why, podcasts like this have become popular, because people have a place to listen to what other dentists are thinking. And then they'll take that huge step and go to a live event, and then they can kind of meet their community, and they realize that not everybody is like they are at the ADA, where everybody's close to vest and mad that they're dentists. There's a huge portion of the profession that is open-minded. You just have to find the right places where they all hang out. So that, I think, a lot of that has to do with just the culture of dentistry in general. We don't have that in medicine. In medicine, there's a lot more camaraderie. Of course, there's 1.1 million physicians in the world versus, in the United States versus 200,000 practicing dentists in the world. So it's a much smaller, total addressable market. But there's a different culture in different professions of healthcare than there is in dentistry. I do have a lot of optimism because I get to surround myself with the great people that are open-minded and talk to vendors like you. And I'm very blessed in the fact that I've done, 2,300 of these interviews, and I get to talk to people that kind of are leading the charge of entrepreneurialism in dentistry.